all these mysterious reasons why India is not yet on the UN Security Council. Why is it that for such a young country with, with a good amount of English in its national, as a national language, why is it that the country has not reached even half the level of GDP of China? These are all questions that have vexed Indian academia, Indian intellectuals, Indian policymakers, and all for a long time. What we suspect, those of us who left India and have somehow begun to feel unshackled, and we have tasted freedom from other kind of, the structures, I would in fact even call them post-colonial structures that might have hampered the way we think of entrepreneurship in India. Because you have to go through a huge amount of regulatory process and things like that. So what has happened is, those of us who are out in the diaspora, we are beginning to get a feeling that, and we've been sort of working on this for almost 20 years now, that there is way too much regulatory drag. There is way too much, the burden of the Indian government on Indian society and on India as a country as a whole is massive. We literally have, and we have been, after 20 years of struggling to liberate only the software industry from the dead weight of the government. We are now convinced that unless the diaspora, the Indian diaspora, which is probably over, I'm talking just in practically speaking, probably nothing less than 300 billion in net worth personally in Silicon Valley alone. Forget people like Lakshmi Mittal and all. I'm not even speaking of Mittal and those guys in London. So there's a very powerful, very, very high net worth diaspora outside India, which has tasted freedom, which understands that the only way for the nation and for the people of India to really flourish and bring out their entrepreneurial energies is for us to be having less amount of kind of intervention and, probably, of course, resultant corruption also from the Indian government to unleash the true potential of India. That's what Exponential India series is trying to gun for.
Clearly, anybody who works on India is well aware of this real issue of the fact that the bulk of people employed in India are employed in the informal economy. So this is a space that, think of, all the issues that arise from informal employment, lack of a safety net, no retirement savings, issues like access to healthcare, insurance, all those things that can be a part of formal employment structures just simply don't exist.